Hey guys, so today we are going to be looking at what the Great Depression was like in Germany and how this helped cause World War II. So we got a few vocab words first. One is fascism. Fascism is a political system based on racism, national pride, and strict government control. So it's basically a government where the government is racist. They say anyone not from your country is trash. Your country is the greatest, and you better do what the government tells you to, or it's not going to end well for you. Fascist countries also really like taking land away from other countries to prove how strong they are. A scapegoat is a person or a group that are blamed for a problem they did not create. So once again, that's a person or a group who are blamed for a problem they did not create. So it's not their fault, but they get blamed anyway. I'm sure that never happens to anyone in this class. All right. Appeasement is giving someone what they want to make them stop. So, like if a little kid is throwing a temper tantrum and screaming and whining, and their parents give them candy to get them to stop, the parents are appeasing the little kid. So, we're going to get into the beginning of World War II today. We're going to be looking at the rise of Hitler. In the 1930s, Germany was struggling to pay for World War I when the Great Depression started. As we remember, at the end of World War I, Germany was blamed for everything and told that they had to pay for the entire war themselves. One way they tried to do that was by just printing more money to help pay for the war. But printing more money actually didn't work. It just made their money worth so little that people couldn't really spend it on things. You're seeing this guy here wallpapering his house in this money because it's worth so little because the government made so much of it that he might as well use it as wallpaper. People got desperate in Germany because when the Great Depression hit, it was as bad as the US, if not worse. They couldn't afford food, they couldn't afford places to live. All the money they had was worthless. So they started to listen to radical groups, including the fascist Nazi Party, led by this man, Adolf Hitler. Hitler went around, he told everyone it wasn't Germany's fault they were weak. It wasn't Germany's fault their money was worthless. It wasn't Germany's fault that no one respected them after the First World War. Everything he blamed on the Jewish people. Let's be very clear on this. None of this was the Jewish people's fault. Hitler just chose someone to scapegoat, someone to blame. And when his Nazi party took control of Germany in 1933, they started to take out all of their anger and frustration and hate on the Jewish people, even though it really wasn't their fault that things weren't going well in Germany. You can see that here. This was a business that was owned by a Jewish family. The windows got smashed. What was left got the word Jew in German spray painted on the side, and they spray painted a Star of David, a symbol of the Jewish people, on the business. The idea here was to scare people away so that the Jewish families could not make money running their businesses. Hitler also started rebuilding Germany's army. In the Treaty of Versailles at the end of World War I, Germany was not allowed to have an army anymore. They were not allowed to have an air force. They were not allowed to have any more submarines. For a while, they followed those rules. When Hitler took over, they stopped following the rules and started building an army again. And they made sure the army was mechanized. They had a lot of new machines. You can see that in these trucks carrying the soldiers right here. So the rest of the world didn't want another world war. So they tried appeasement. They were like, well, maybe if we just give Hitler what he wants, he'll chill out and leave the rest of us alone. The Treaty of Versailles was kind of harsh anyway. Let's give him what he wants. Maybe he'll go home. Didn't work out too well. So as he gains power, he ignores the Treaty of Versailles, and along with the army he's building, he also built an air force. So he's building new bombers and new fighter planes to get ready for a fight. Like we said, the other leaders wanted to avoid a Second World War, so they ignored his misdeeds. When Hitler stole land from other countries, they just kind of ignored it. And you can see that in this little cartoon. There's Europe with Neville Chamberlain, the leader of England, and they are giving Hitler whatever he wants, little baby, and hoping, shh, maybe he'll be quiet. In 1939, they saw how well their plan worked. Hitler invaded Poland. Right here, you can see Nazi soldiers breaking off the crossing arm on the border to Poland as they get ready for their tanks to roll in. This was a step too far for the rest of Europe, and World War II starts up. All right, guys. I'll see you in class today, and take care of yourselves.